quick video about this. But before we dive further into the Great Migration, I want to think about the context, the background that we know about the American South in this time, right? So, I want to hear from some of you. In what ways did white Southerners violate the rights of African Americans during and after Reconstruction? And there's some pictures up here to kind of jog your memory. After slavery is over, how do white Southerners continue to violate the natural rights of black Southerners? Great.
They continue to violate their rights because they made things like what was it called? I think the black code to basically stop them from working and learning in schoolwork and get jobs and stuff like that.
Black codes. Why did they want to create those?
So they could basically force them back into slavery because they didn't have this, they couldn't learn to get a job, so they would have to go back to slavery.
Right. Conditions that are very similar to slavery. Anything else? What else was going on?
They would sell and they wouldn't sell enough or make enough share.
See, Ms. Cote circled it. So that system, what about it, Yenny? Why does the system violate the rights of African Americans? What you were just saying. I think we're getting there.
I got some. Sharecropping was everything because basically anything black people would work for farmers, but they had to pay for being on the land working in consideration. Basically, so they're paying basically their right. So they're paying what they're doing to get. Sometimes they just work for the hand.
Right. And like Rhea said about the black codes, conditions that are similar to slavery, you also see that here, right? Because it's this endless cycle of work, of poverty, where the sharecropper is always in debt, always owing money, never really making money, right? In the South. Anything else we see on the board about different ways white Southerners violated the rights of African Americans? Which one? KKK?
No, like the whole picture.
Oh, so this was a cartoon we've seen before about the KKK. It says here, worse than slavery, right? What kind of message does it send about the effects of the KKK?
That they're worse than slavery.
Right, and what do you notice here in the middle?
Or basically like things like you're overpowering each other.
Right, so it causes a lot of suffering, the threats from the KKK. So we have violence, we have restricting voting rights.
There's segregation and forcing them to vote.
What picture do you see that in?
Segregation with the water fountains.
Do you know what laws these were that were going on in the South? Can you think of the name of them?
Well,
What were the names of these laws that we talked about?
Laws?
That separated black Southerners from white Southerners.
slavery.
It's so black codes weren't exactly the same as the laws that I'm thinking of. Think of a different one. One? Yes.
Who's guessing? I said that.
Good job, Eric.
Jim Crow laws, segregation. Also, I think this is a great metaphor because these water fountains are separate. What do you notice about the water fountains?
One is better than the other.
Anderson?
One is better conditioned than the other.
Which one?
The red is better conditioned than the other.
Yeah, this looks like a really good water fountain with that nice full.
One of them is dirty.
This one is dirtier and lower quality, so, yeah. We'll talk more about that in a couple weeks. Okay, so we have a lot of different ways that white Southerners were violating the rights of African Americans. Yes, segregation by Jim Crow laws. Now, we should think about these as we learn about the Great Migration, right? So, now I want you to summarize, if you haven't yet, what is this Great Migration? Right? What change is happening here? Take a couple minutes, and then we will watch a video about it.
Yes. Yes.
All right, I want everybody to pause on question 2 because I think we need a little bit more before we can summarize what was happening here. And I want to make sure that your answers are specific about who was doing the Great Migration, right? So pause on number 2. We'll finish that in a second. What we're going to do is watch this video for a couple minutes, and then you're going to finish your summary for question 2, and you're going to think about, as we watch, also the pull factors and push factors. So, student A is thinking about reasons African Americans were pulled to cities in the north, right? Pulled, like, attracted to the north, wanted to move to the north. Push factors are reasons African Americans were pushed out of the south or decided to move out of the south. Okay, so let me show you which letter you are if you're thinking about push or pull. So everybody look at the board. A or B? Yeah, or the push or pull factor. Okay. Everybody see A or B? Jaden, do you see your letter?
What about partner?
Will, about you and Anderson? A and B? Yeah, so if your partner's not here, you're going to work with the person next to you. Make sure one of you is A, one of you is B. Okay, so now, look at this. So now that I'm looking at A or B, am I thinking about push factors or pull factors as I watch?
Sometimes if you get your class, I'll come back and you send me the code.
All 6 sets in the minutes, okay?